Hey guys, welcome back to Life with Cassie. So today I am taking some of my soap bars that I have. We've had a couple of issues with, I think, the green oxide with a couple of reactions in the family. So what I'm going to try and do today is take these bars. So if you are watching and you have received this bar and you get any sort of allergic reaction to it, go ahead and just disregard the bar, like just get rid of it. And then I've got over here, I've got my crock pot warming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bars and I'm just going to cut them like so. And we're just going to like melt them down in here for a couple hours today. So the soap is usable. The pH is wonderful, but I'm thinking we think that it's the oxide in the green because it's kind of mushy. And we just like when we shower with it, we get really red and itchy. But we can wash our hands fine with them, so I don't really know. So I'm going to cook it down, render it down, and see what we get from it. And so this is just a quick process. Throw it in here. Keep good eye on it. And the other thing we think that it might be as well, I worked with a soap fragrance because the only thing I know that it could be that is because I made this, and this is the 100% coconut oil bar, and we had the reaction from this bar as well. So I'm almost thinking, and I'll show you guys, I still have it. It was, this fragrance from Nature's Garden, Christmas Cabin. So I don't know if it was, I had some issues, guys, when I was making the bars with, if it wasn't one thing, it was another. So I don't know if me just winging it didn't help, but I don't know. So it's a test run. We'll render this down and see what color we get from it. I'm excited to see the color that comes from that. And this is just stuff I'm working on. Right now I'm a hobbyist soap maker at the moment until I can figure out like the bars that I want to perfect and sell. And then this, guys, is just a coconut oil container. I keep all my scrap soap in it, shavings from cutting my soaps and end pieces. So since these pieces aren't obviously going to be usable, I want to render them down and then see what I can get from it. And we'll see the color and see what we get from it. I'm excited because I hate having soap sitting and not being able to use it. Good thing is I made unscented bars a really long time ago, like way before Christmas time, I think even before the summertime, and I made 6 loaves of it, so we still are using that. And I prefer to use, I would prefer to use unscented bars just because of we're so sensitive to fragrances and things around here. So we have to be really careful with what we're using on our bodies. So like even laundry soap around here, I have to be really careful. So yeah, guys, it's a quick process doing this. And we'll see how many loaves we get from it. I've actually never rendered down like this, so. And you don't have to wear gloves because this is already a cured soap. So as far as safety precautions go, be careful when your crock pot's getting hot and your soap is getting hot. But other than that, you don't really have to worry too much when you're doing this part, because you're just rebatching. I'm just cutting them down so as they're melting, the process goes a little quicker. And so I think I might just use all my scraps. This is, I think this was an oatmeal one or something, but excuse me. I think I like held the soap. So I'm going to throw that in there. And I would like to use, I'm going to look through here, but I got a lot of the shavings, so I think I'm going to use what's in that scrap container and just throw it in and let it all melt down and see what we get. And then we'll see what color we end up with all the mica or in the oxides in this. And that coconut oil bar is tough. And guys, I like the 100% coconut oil bars. I like them as the facial bar. But what I'm noticing with the 100% coconut oil bars is that we are really dry in the desert. And through winter, I've noticed that with regular washing my hands, they have been getting super dry, and I don't prefer that bar in the winter. I need the super lather bar because I've got like, let's see here, I believe it's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, we've got 4 oils in it, and that is like the best. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and slide this over. I don't think there's anything else in here that needs to be cut down. Well, maybe a few. I can break those up. Okay, so I have the crock pot on low. I'm going to start on low and see how it does. And then I think I'm just going to throw all these in. It'll fit in here now. I think it'll melt down. And then it gets rid of those shavings that I was having issues with and in pieces that I've had for years. So like these ones. Yeah, stuff like this needs to. So yeah. This one's really pretty, guys. I like how that kind of like curled up. So yeah, we'll just come back in and we'll see how long this process will take. And then I will bring you guys back. But yeah, there's some beautiful pieces in here, guys. We'll see what colors we get. Even if it's a funky color, I don't know. It's fun to like try different things with your soap. And soap is so versatile and so fun to work with. And I haven't soaped since, I think I soaped after Thanksgiving or even before Thanksgiving. I was working on batches. So yeah, I need to get back in here and start working on stuff. We're finally not sick anymore. That seems like oh my gosh, guys, we were sick. And then it just bounced from person to person. And me being mama had to take care of everybody. And then you're cleaning a lot, trying to keep the virus away. And so you're washing sheets and your comforters in any place that they're laying on, and you're adding so much more to your normal routine. And I'm, obviously a YouTuber and a soaper, and so I have to edit videos and I have to sit, and that takes time. I've had videos that take me like 8 hours to do, and it can be just a simple edit, but you know what, you want to get a good video out there, you got to put the time into it. And so yeah, what I'm saying is it takes time. And so when everybody was sick, they needed me, and that was important. So I had to put a lot of stuff on the back burner. And now we are finally not sick, and I can start working on some stuff and projects that have been put aside. So this is part of the soap series. But yeah, if you guys did get a bar, if you were one of the lucky recipients, I can't say it, recipients, to get this soap, either you've used it or, it was funny because Marty was the only one that had the reaction to this bar, and I used bar after bar after bar, and then all of a sudden we all started having a reaction. So I don't know, not sure what it is. So we're going to render it down and see what we get from it, and then we'll test the pH. The pH was perfectly fine in the soap, So the only thing I'm thinking is it was the green oxide, because I've never worked with oxides before that batch. And then I've always worked with micas, and I like micas, like this blue soap, the hippie bar. We absolutely had no problem with that. And I used a fragrance from Nature's Garden. So I don't know. It could be fragrance, it could be oxide, it could be a slew of things. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start letting this render, and I will bring you back through process of stirring and doing that, and then we'll pour later on today. And I will be back later. Okay, guys, I am back. It has been a couple of hours. I have come in and stirred this recipe, or the chunks. You can see like the water on top. So what I went ahead and did, I noticed that it needed some water because these were older pieces, some of them, and they needed a little bit of liquid to get them going. And so I just used a little distilled water and put that in there. I didn't really measure it. I just kind of looked at it. But as you can see, we are getting melted down very, very nicely. It is the ugliest color by far, but it's rendering, so that's good. And it is doing what it needs to do. And guys, I was gonna add in some wild rose fragrance from Brambleberry because I am itching to use that one, but there is so much fragrance going on in this soap that it doesn't even need it. With having some issues with the red, white, and green bar, I would just prefer to render it and mold it and then cut it and see how these bars do without adding any more like extra fragrances to it. And so it is close. There's a lot of these chunkers in here. And so since I put that added water into the shavings, it is going to take a little bit longer in the mold. And so I might have to let these, like, I'll probably end up cutting it tomorrow. But what I'll end up doing is after I cut them tomorrow, I think what I'll go ahead and do is I'll let them sit and let some of that water evaporate out of it to get a harder bar. And we'll check the pH on it. I'll run that on camera and show you guys how I do that. And no, it is like the worst. Like, it looks like, I don't know, guys, what do you think that looks like? Like, you see that? It's like gray, and I don't know, it looks disgusting. But my family's gonna use it. We don't care. It's soap that, you know, we don't have to buy from the grocery store. And I would prefer to use homemade soap any day over chemicals. So now, granted, there are obviously chemicals in the soap to make it with the lye, but after it goes through its process, the lye is completely gone, and you're left with a bar of soap with oils, and it's beautiful, and it's bubbly and luxurious, and it smells amazing, and it's very good for your skin, and we know what we're using on our body. And you know, it's just nice to know that I can come in here, whip up a batch, 4 to 6 weeks. We got about 10-11 bars per loaf. So, and those last us quite a while. We use them. I actually, guys, I got rid of all my hand soap pumps here. I do not buy hand soap anymore, liquid hand soap. We only use bar soap in the bathroom and the kitchen. And so that's what we do around here. All right, guys, so as you can see, like, can you see that there are still a lot of chunks in here? So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'll come back in about, I'm working on an edit right now in the living room, and Jack is taking his nap, so yay, I love nap time. So guys, I'm trying to get off as much as I possibly can, but it is what it is, you know, you can only do so much. So I'm gonna let this like get those chunks. I should have grated it, but it's cool. I'm not worried about it too much. So I'm just keeping them just in this little bucket. And then we're going to go ahead and let this sit for at least another half an hour and see how it does. I will bring you guys back for that stirring, and then we'll see if these chunks melt down and if the water kind of settles on top, if there's enough water in there to keep it going. Like I said, it's on low. I don't know if you can burn soap. I would assume that you could. You can burn food, so I bet you could burn soap. So I don't really know. I've done soap like this before. I had a batch of cold process that when I cut into it, I had a mica line in the middle, and it completely, the bars separated. And I was like, okay. So we put it in the crock pot. We rendered it down. The micas got incorporated instead of being a separate line, and it was absolutely the most beautiful bar I have ever made. And I love that one. So, like I said before, I bet you could burn it. So we're just checking it every 15-30 minutes and stirring it and getting all those chunks to kind of do their thing. It almost reminds you of chocolate. Oh, you're hearing our dog come through the laundry room. Yeah, I'm in the laundry room soaping, and this is Cardinal's area too, so you'll probably see his dog and he's laying. But anyways, it kind of reminds you of melting down chocolate with coconut oil is how I feel like when I'm doing this, is what it reminds me of. But that's that. So we're going to push this back for safety. We do not want pets, kids, cats, anything getting to that. So I'll bring you guys back and we'll see what we've got. And if it... All right, guys, I am back. I started stirring. I came in here and it looked like it was going to volcano out of the mold. So, in true Cassie fashion, we're going to wing it. I am going to stick blend for a minute and see if I can get any of these chunks that are in here rendered down, because they're kind of driving me crazy. And I don't really want the chunks in it, but... And I kind of forgot I was doing this. I was working on the edit and I got busy with that and I kind of forgot what I was doing. So, yeah, we're going to see stick blending in it and how that works. So... It is getting absolutely super thick, so I'm just gonna do this until it starts to melt. And if you guys notice with like homemade soap, if you leave it in water, it melts in your bathtub. So go ahead and shake off any excess on your whisk. And guys, I don't even know if putting titanium dioxide in it is gonna even make a difference with the color. So it is what it is. I knew it was gonna be a icky color because of the green and the red together, but it's not terrible. I mean, it still will be usable for sure. And this is already cured soap, so I do not need to wear any protective gear to protect my skin at all on this. All of this has been completely done and gone through process, so it's nothing to worry about. So I'm just going to take my mold I bought on Amazon. I will link that below. And this part, be very careful, guys, because you're working with a hot crock pot. And with this process, you want to work, I would say, quickly, getting it into your mold, because once it cools down, it's going to harden. am going to put a cover on this, let this sit for about 24 hours, and I'm going to come back and cut it, and these will be ready to use as soon as they're cut. It has been 24 hours, in between 18 and 24. So we are going to cut this very ugly colored soap. All right, I have a helper.
Okay.
Wait. You want to show him yourself? Are you on there? Yes, he's in his underwear. He's playing outside. It's a beautiful day. So let's unmold this out.
Be here.
It's just a fly or a bee. I don't know. Anyways, yes, we soap in the laundry room. So.
Oh no.
All right, so we are gonna try and just bring this down. I don't know if it's gonna slide out, guys, because of the water in it, but I'll just bring it down like this. I like these molds, guys. Yeah, he's giggling, he's excited. I like these molds because you can just unmold them and roll them down super, super easy. I'll link them. I get them on Amazon. And yeah, you just unroll them like so. And they wash up really, really nice. The only thing with the wood molds, you can see these are clean. And you gotta be careful when you're washing them because they are wood. You wet them, they're gonna warp over time. Want the end, well, I guess the ends aren't really gonna matter. It's just for us. So here we go. And it is still very, very soft. Ooh, that's kind of neat. Check that out, guys. We still got some chunks in there. You can still see some of the red. So that's not terrible. I'm gonna set that aside and bring this over. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 bars out of that. So not bad. I'm gonna let them sit for a little bit, probably about a week, let some of the water evaporate from the bar so we get a longer lasting bar, because you can see how it's still kind of, it's like clay. And then let me go ahead, I'll come right back. I'm gonna run a pH test on this and show you guys how we do that. All right, guys, so I'm gonna show you how to do a pH test on your soap. And this one, like I said, the pH was good on it before, but we still had a little bit of allergic reaction to either the green oxide, red oxide, or the fragrance oil from Nature's Garden. We're still not 100% sure. I will link these pH strips in the description box below. I bought them on Amazon. It has a really nice guide inside to let you know. And you guys can Google how to pH test your soaps. You get a whole bunch of these in the pack. And they're just these little yellow strips. There you go. And you just take one. So with soap, your pH, you want it in between a 5 and a 9 is pretty good. If you get further than that on your color scale, you pretty much have laundry soap, and it is going to burn your skin, and you don't want that in your bathroom and hurting people. So that is a big deal when you are a soaper. Guys, you can usually just take a little strip of it. Like I said, this is just the batch that's for us. I'm not selling it, so I'm not real worried. So I'm going to take a little bit of this strip right here. I am going to get it wet in some water and just lather it up on my hand. And you see, I like this with the castor oil in it because you get a really nice lather on your hands when you're soaping. See, like, I don't know if, there you go. You get a really good lather up. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to take your pH strip and you're just going to run the soap and water in there. Okay, So I'm going to get a little bit more water on my hand, just kind of make it a little bit more. Okay, so guys, like I'm saying, the pH is coming out pretty good on this one. We're in between a 5 and 7. We're like right about a 7 on the pH. Okay, and that's what we want when we have soap. That is actually the perfect pH test. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try these bars out before I use them on anybody. My hands obviously are not burning right now, so I don't know. We're gonna try it in the shower tonight and see how it goes. Hopefully that these are usable bars and I don't have to chuck them, but it was worth a shot in the rebatching process. And yeah, so that's how you test it, and then just wash your hands. I like to test the bars when and after I have cut them, just to see where our pH level is. And that's okay to do before you cure it. This has already been cured. It was a rebatch, and so it's totally safe on your hands. All right, guys, if you have enjoyed my rebatching video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I will hopefully be making some more soap here soon, and I'll have that out to you guys later. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you all later.